Hello everyone, it is time for Kleschka Picks Week 4. Now before we get started, I want to say a few things. I'm a little sick right now, so sorry if I do sound a little funny. And this may be a football series, but I'm wearing this Marlins hat in honor of Jose Fernandez. It was a terrible thing. I woke up to it. Could not believe the news. Rest in peace, Jose Fernandez. Also, one more thing. When I pick against your team, that does not mean I hate them. That does not mean I think they're garbage. That does not mean I think they're the worst team in all of the NFL. You guys go pretty crazy in the comments. When I say they'll lose, I'm not talking trash on them, I swear. I get it. I get it that you guys want to defend your team. But I thought I'd just say that. Let's get going with Week 4. Bengals and Dolphins is the Thursday game this week. The Bengals lost to the Broncos last week, and the Dolphins won in overtime against the Browns. I thought the Dolphins would have had an easy win playing the Browns, especially with Cody Kessler starting at QB. But that wasn't the case, and the Bengals, they didn't score much. The Bengals had to face that Broncos defense, but this week, I'm going to say the Bengals are going to beat the Dolphins 27-20. Colts and Jaguars. The Jaguars won last week, and so did the Colts. The Colts scored a late game-winning touchdown from Andrew Luck to T.Y. Hilton, and the Chargers had a chance to come back, but Hunter Henry fumbled the ball and gave the Colts the win. In the Jaguars game, Allen Robinson finally got in the end zone with 2 touchdowns. This week I'm going to say the Colts are going to beat the Jaguars 21-17. Bills and Patriots. Bills pulled an upset against the Cardinals and completely embarrassed them. And the Patriots shut out the Texans, and the third-string quarterback got it done. But he's injured. And I haven't heard any news of a quarterback signing. I don't know if Garoppolo's healthy again or Brissett will be able to go this week. Is Julian Edelman going to play quarterback? Who is the Patriots quarterback for this week? I don't know. I haven't heard any news. For some reason, the Patriots always seem to get it done. However, I think the Bills are going to beat them this week. The Patriots, however, always find some way to score. LeGarrette Blount is one of those reasons, and he could certainly get it done. And I think the Bills will win 24-17. 24-17. Texans and Titans. These teams both lost last week. Texans were shut out, and the Titans only got 1 touchdown. However, I think the Texans' offense will pick up again. I think the Texans will beat the Titans 24-16. Lions and Bears. The Lions almost pulled off a second-half comeback last week against the Packers, and the Bears lost to the Cowboys. Matthew Stafford and Marvin Jones seem to have a thing going. I think the Lions are going to beat the Bears 24-20. Panthers and Falcons. The Falcons just won on Monday Night Football, and the Panthers were upset by the Vikings. And let's not forget, the Vikings do have a good defense. However, the Falcons do not have as good as a defense. Even though the Falcons won, they still gave up 30-plus points to the Saints. Even though that is a high-octane offense, but so is the Panthers. I think the Panthers are going to win 31-17. Seahawks and Jets. Okay, by now, you know the Seahawks are my favorite team. And my second favorite team is the Jets. So they're going up against each other. The Seahawks, unfortunately, have an injured Russell Wilson on both legs. That knee injury looked gruesome last week. He might not even play. If Trayvon Boykin plays, then I don't know. We have a small sample size. Not even a game. He threw a touchdown, but he also threw a pick. So I can't say much about him. The Jets were embarrassed. Fitzpatrick threw 6 interceptions. That's crazy. From what I've heard, they want Russell to play, so I'm going to say the score as if he's going to play. I think the Seahawks will beat the Jets. I think it's going to be low scoring, though. I think the Seahawks will beat the Jets 21-14. Raiders and Ravens. Raiders beat the Titans, and Ravens beat the Jaguars. The Raiders aren't having a good defensive year, but they're having a pretty good offensive year, and I think they're going to keep that rolling. The Ravens will get some good offense in there, and their defense might hold. I think the Raiders are going to win 24-21. Alright, Browns and Redskins. The Browns lost last week in overtime. Not much they could do about that. And the Redskins beat the Giants. The Browns, I think, are going to lose against the Redskins. But the Redskins seem improved from last week. And I think they're going to beat them. I think the Redskins are going to beat the Browns 34-24. Broncos and Buccaneers. The Broncos beat the Bengals last week, and the Buccaneers lost to the Rams. The Broncos have a really good defense. I don't think the Buccaneers have a good enough offense to overcome that defense. Trevor Siemian looked his best last week. He threw 300-plus yards. He threw 4 touchdowns. I think the Broncos are going to beat the Buccaneers 31-17. Rams and Cardinals. The Cardinals were embarrassed last week in Buffalo, and the Rams beat the Buccaneers in Tampa. Carson Palmer was not on his A game at all against Buffalo. However, I think he'll pick it up this week against the Rams, who have a pretty good defense. I think the Cardinals are going to win 27-20. Cowboys and 49ers. What 49ers are we going to see? Last week against the Seahawks, their offense was not so good until it came to garbage time. And week 1 and week 2, they were a pretty good looking offense. The Cowboys won last week, and Dak threw his first career touchdown to Dez Bryant. I think Dak is going to be able to beat the 49ers. And I think Dak and the Cowboys are going to beat the 49ers 28-21. Saints and Chargers. Phillip Rivers just got very unlucky last week against the Colts. He completed a pass to Hunter Henry, and Hunter Henry had the ball punched out for a fumble, and that caused them to lose. They could have possibly drove down the field and won. And the Saints lost on Monday Night Football against the Falcons. I'm sorry to say, but I think the Saints are going to go 0-4. I think the Chargers are going to beat the Saints 35-21. All right, the Sunday night game. Steelers and Chiefs. Steelers were completely embarrassed. They only got a field goal against the Eagles. They could not get anything going. I want them to do good. They're a cool team to follow, and they're entertaining to watch. But the Chiefs owned on defense last week. Like I said earlier, Fitzpatrick threw 6 interceptions, and those 6 interceptions went to the Chiefs defense. However, I think this is going to be an offensive kind of game. I think the Steelers are going to win 28-24. And now the Monday Night Football game. Vikings and Giants. Last week, the Vikings pulled out a great win against the Panthers. Great defensive game for them. And the Giants lost to the Redskins. I think the Vikings are going to keep that defense strong. I don't think Eli Manning will be able to get it done. I mean, if the Vikings gave Cam trouble, then I don't want to know what they'll be able to do to Eli Manning. I think the Vikings are going to beat the Giants 27-23. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I have another announcement to make. I'm going to make a schedule change to these NFL predictions. It's just too hard for me to wait till the Monday game's over and then film these predictions and then edit it and then have it out the next day. So I'm changing these videos to Thursdays at 2 o'clock. But anyways, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.